Good to see you guys. We haven't done one of these in a long time. I hope you can hear me. I haven't actually checked the mic. It looks like it's okay. Hey, looks like people are getting the notifications, starting to see the ads pop up. Well, there's a lot of people going to be joining this, I think. Juicy gossip video title. Oh yeah, lots of people here. Good evening. Good to see all you guys. That title will bring the beefs. Yeah, that's the absolute truth. And heck, might as well, right? I like talking to you guys. I used to talk to you guys all the time, and then I stopped. But that'll probably be happening more frequently again. So, good morning. Oh yeah, it's morning in the UK. Oh yeah, yeah. Inquiring minds want to know. Well, I don't want to talk about it 50,000 times, so we'll give people a couple chances here. It's not clickbait. It's not clickbait. Do I really do clickbait? I don't do clickbait. Anything I say that's clickbaity always is true. I would never lie. Hey there, there's so many people here. Well, as you probably figure out, I'm not with my girlfriend anymore. And I broke up with her, and we were together 3 years and 3 months, I think. And it was a very less than ideal situation, and not very happy about it still. But that's just kind of how it goes. I was really hoping things were going to work out. I really liked her, and she was pretty perfect for me. And I just couldn't get her to commit, is what it really comes down to it. It was long distance, which some of you guys had figured out, but it's long distance, and she had kids and of course an established life, and she kept saying that she would be able to move, but never ended up happening. And I had given her lots of ultimatums and all that stuff, and she kept telling me she was going to. I know that she loves me, and I loved her, so one of those things that she just couldn't uproot her life. I know that's asking a lot, and so anyways, it was hard. Like there was also secrets that she kept that put a lot of stress on the relationship. I actually flew there to last year, like in August, and was going to propose. Got the ring here and everything. And it was then that I learned that she was still living with a baby daddy that she didn't tell me about. So I should have broken up with her right then. I did, actually. And there was nothing there she didn't love him, and they weren't technically married, but was the father of her kids. And of course I found out about that, and I tried to leave. I did leave, and she said, "Don't worry, I'll be out in a week. I'm going to leave. Everything will be fine. We can still be together." And then, it was delay after delay after delay, and by the end of the year, by next year, by this date, by that date, and I really should have still left. I shouldn't be in that situation. But I'd already been in for 2.5 years at that point, and I'd already fallen head over heels in love with her. So she said that she knew that if she had told me to begin with, then I wouldn't have dated her, which is absolutely the truth. So she waited until, I guess, I couldn't look back. So I actually found out because I was surprising her, and she kind of figured something was up because we were talking. I was at the airport changing flights, and she found out that she could tell something was up, and she figured out I was coming down. Of course, she got really mad, and it was then that I finally found out, and I turned right back around and went home, and I still thought it was going to work out. I didn't really care. I loved her, and she was perfect for me, but that's just how it goes, I guess. So, you guys trying to make me cry? I'm already close to crying anyways, so. Anyways, I feel pretty stupid. I always liked talking to you guys. When Andrea I've been talking to you guys with live chats all the time, and she was not wild about the YouTube thing, as you guys might have been able to figure out, and so I wanted to protect her. Thankfully, they never found her, like they found April. You guys may or may not know, when I was dating April, they found her, our wonderful trolls, and they swatted her and did all kinds of terrible things, and caused a lot of trouble and a lot of drama for her for a long time. And so I never wanted that to be something that somebody else went through. Thankfully, they never found her, but yeah. What made you end it now? Well, she kept telling me that she was going to move, and I had given her a deadline by the end of this month. But to be fair, I had given her a lot of deadlines. But I kept hoping, that it would work out. And the deadline is not up yet. I gave her till the end of the month, but I had talked to her, and I had said, in your heart whether or not you're going to be able to do this or not. And she finally she was crying, and she didn't want this either. But she said, I just can't do it. So that was it. So I don't think she meant to be stringing me along. I think she kind of thought she would be able to do it, I think that she thought she'd figure it out. But I didn't tell you, but I don't want to reveal too much because I don't want him to find her now. I kept her secret all this time, and I don't want it to get caught now. She's on the West Coast, and it's not related to the channel, but she didn't watch the channel, wasn't familiar with the channel, but through a friend of somebody that did watch the channel. So, related to Andrea? No, that's some fun suspicion, conspiracy drama. Hey there, Sherry. Oh, we got 400 people here. She knew what she was doing. She did. She apologized for it over and over and over again. And, she's a good person. And I know that sounds really bad, and it is really bad, but she's in a bad situation, and she wanted out and tried to get out. And I'm not going to make excuses for her, because what she did was still terrible. But, yeah, she knew the situation. But, again, she wasn't messing with me. She really wanted to be together. She'd marry me in a heartbeat if I lived there. And if things were just different, it would have happened. It's not like she was playing me. I still love her. She's a good person. It's hard to get over things like that, so I don't want to continue to cause you hurt. I've been carrying a lot of anxiety for a very long time, more than normal, and in a lot of ways worse than other anxiety that I have. She was playing you. Yeah, ultimately she was. But I sincerely believe that she thought it was going to work out. That she wanted it. I don't think she wasn't messing around. She talked to my kids. We did it on FaceTime and that kind of thing. I never met her kids. I flew and saw her maybe 6 times. And there was always a reason why. At the very beginning, I was like, oh, it's too soon. And then, of course, I found out. And then, since I found out what was going on, I hadn't been back there. So, yeah, I was going to be going down pretty soon, but long distance relationship is not good. Long distance relationships can be fine. There's nothing wrong with long distance relationships. There's people all over the world that that wasn't the problem. The problem was the expectation that it would have gone somewhere else. Did she catfish me? No, she didn't catfish me. I met her. She was very beautiful, and Tom was dating up, so to speak. Yeah. I saw her in pictures. Of course, it's a red flag. At that point, I was already in deep, And it's like, do I want to throw away the last 2.5 years of my life to start over again when I know I already love her? So, love is blind a lot of times. I knew it was a red flag. All of my family members told me it was a red flag. But I did what I thought I should do. I was praying about it all the time and doing what I should do. I thought it was the one too. I know you guys are upset on my behalf, and I'm grateful for that. Don't make me feel too bad if you can help it. I regret the whole thing in a lot of ways. I don't regret meeting her, but I regret that things went the way that they did. So I'm only strong at the moment. I won't be strong later. I have to be strong. I'm on a live video right now, and I have lost it in tears with you guys before, but how are you going to propose without meeting our children? That was always one of the questions. That was always one of the problems. I was going to show up at her door, and I didn't, because it probably would have been a guy answering the door. So, believe me, no one was more upset about the situation than I was. And she just thought she'd be able to get away, and she didn't. So, we did go on dates. Like I said, I went down there lots of times, but I never was always while kids were at school and that kind of thing. Did she know about you? Did he know about you? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, did he know about me? I doubt it. I don't know. They're not really together. They just live in the same house. They don't sleep in the same bed. They don't even really talk. One of those situations. Anyways, it's embarrassing, and I know maybe some of you guys are disappointed. Maybe some of you guys are, upset or think I was dumb. But maybe I am dumb. But this channel's been real life. You can see life, birth, death, struggle and pain, anxiety and depression, all right here. It's not fake. There's no script. Nothing's fake. So, but you know what? I think of all the people that I've dated, all of them but one had some tie back to the channel again. And every single one that I dated taught me some valuable things. So I learned something from each one of them. And there's even some you guys don't know about that I can't really tell you about. But anyways, sorry guys, I'm close to losing it, so I'm just pausing for a second. But you know what, there's nothing wrong with having friends, and I have 85,000 friends, and 93% of you guys are female. So hey, maybe the person I'm supposed to be with is out there, or maybe know the person I'm supposed to be with. I only met Andrea through a friend setting us up too. So good things can happen that way. So I've been to a couple singles groups out here. This is a pretty rural area. There's not a lot of people, and everybody knows my story. And if there was anybody interested, I think I would have heard by now locally. So, met my husband on a blind date. Yeah. She was from the Bible study. No. There was a lady at her church who, let's see, I probably shouldn't say, I don't want people to find her, so I'm not going to give a lot of information. I'll just say there was a lady at her church who was a viewer. So I know you don't care. I kind of care. It's kind of embarrassing and difficult. Dang, 530. I haven't had that many people on a live stream in a long time. I'm not going to give any info. I was able to keep her secret all this time, so, and believe me, there are people who very much want to find out, to cause havoc and hassle. You guys know that I have restraining orders against people. I got it renewed here a couple months ago, so for another year. So that part of things are better, okay, but what do you need at this point? Well, she's got to be attractive. Oh my gosh. Attractive, good mommy, Christian, willing to move. It was 3 years and 3 months. Yeah. You know what's interesting is I had this thought before. I don't know if you guys are familiar with my dream, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go watch the how did I call that video? 1 year later, or how it feels to lose your wife. I think I called it something like that. How it feels to lose your wife. I think the 1 year anniversary of Andrea's death. I give my dream, and in the dream, a bug was biting me, and it keeps biting me on each of my hands. And I switch hands 3 times, and after that, I shake it off, and part of me is like, maybe that was her. So I don't know, but thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. It's always been nice. I always liked. You guys have always been a comfort to me when Andrea was dying and when she died and grieving and all that stuff. I went live every 5 minutes because it brought me comfort to talk to people. And you guys are a whole room full of people that are talking, and it's nice and it's wonderful. And then when I met her, I felt like I shouldn't be getting that kind of attention from anybody but her. And she was a very busy woman too, so I kind of developed more of an anxious attachment style, if you know anything about attachment styles. And she was avoidant, so there's kind of a dichotomy there between anxious and avoidant. I didn't used to be anxious. I had a secure attachment style my whole life, but I think losing Andrea has caused me to have an anxious attachment style. And from what I'm reading, that trauma can cause that kind of thing to happen when you're just secure, and all of a sudden, without even any rhyme or reason, you just lose somebody. You kind of become anxious that some random thing is going to take the next person too. And so that was always difficult. Yep, going to be 5 years next month. Oh, thank you, Monroe family. Well, thank you, guys. Move forward. Yeah, I'm trying to. It's hard, and it was kind of a crucial time in my life. She was younger than me by 10 years. And so that was attractive for a lot of reasons. Having a young mom with a big family, is really it was really a good thing, and she was trendy and told me what clothes to get and that kind of thing, and was good for my daughters and helped me navigate female emotion stuff, which was really nice. But I went from being 44 to being 47. I went to my low 40s to my high 40s in that time. Now I'm running out of time. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I feel you gave yourself time to grieve Andrea properly. You started dating early on. And that's a good, powerful question, Super Chat Cat. So you always ask the hard ones. I do. I've shared before, me and Andrea had a conversation about this, and I always knew that I would, and remarry, that is, and I've had an outlook on death that I'm not afraid of anything. I've never been afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of anybody dying in my life. Of course, the one thing that I had a weakness to was losing my wife. That's the thing I got up and I prayed for every day for years and years. And of course, that's the one thing that happened. So, yeah. These 40s have been rough. Yeah. Riding your bike again? I know, right? I've almost gone so many times, but I was too anxious to want to go. And it's been harder now. There's so many things to do. But of course I'll have a lot more time. We always hung out in the evenings. But yeah, the little girls are playing. They're supposed to be in bed, but I've gone through different times of writing stuff down. I wrote poems for a short while, and I had never wrote a poem in my entire life. But when I was at my darkest writing poems, I'm a very perfectionist person. So when I solve a problem, I like to think about every way possible. And then the next night, I'll be sleeping all night long. I'll be thinking of other ways. Waking up in the middle of the night thinking of a way I could do it 1% better. And then 1% better. So I'm an INTJ personality type, so I'm very methodical and analytical. But I forgot where I was going. But I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, the poems. And so writing the poems was nice because if I was trying to get out my emotions, I'm very bad at explaining my emotions. Very bad. But if you give me enough time and I could think of just the right words that rhyme just perfectly, and I would reorganize and go back and forth, and I finally got a poem that was like, it totally represented what I was feeling, and it was like the essence of what I'm going through. And then when I share it with people and they like it or cry or whatever, and then it somehow made the feelings, I don't know, it validated them. Is that the right word? I don't think it is. There's something else, but it helped to know that somebody else knew and understood what I was feeling. But I haven't done that in a long time. Shouldn't have to try so hard for a relationship. I said that to her many times. It's not supposed to be that hard. None of the other relationships that I've been in were that hard. But I was also more excited about it than the others. It just goes to show you. 47's young. Yeah. Tell that to me. I was lucky to find someone who was everything that I wanted. So, but I know there has to be somebody else out there. Maybe you're watching now, or maybe you know somebody. So you can hit me up on Facebook. Is that desperate? It might be a little desperate, but I'm shameless. Well, thank you, Kathy. I know God has a plan. I know He's in control. I don't always feel it, and I always worry still. But I know He sees me. That's the verse I keep thinking of. When Hagar married Abram, and she eventually gets kicked out and has a baby for him, and then Sarah gets jealous and sends away Hagar in the Bible, and she's wandering the wilderness and puts the son down to die, to starve, because they're going to die of thirst. and then God shows him a well, and she says, "You are the God who sees me." That's powerful. So, did she talk with her ex about moving and taking kids out of the state? I'm not probably going to share any of that information. So, again, I'm kind of careful about, I don't want anybody to find her. So, I still love her. It's hard to get over that kind of thing. Love is a decision, not a feeling. A lot of people think love is a feeling, but the problem with feelings is feelings change and fade, and as a relationship grows, those feelings are not there, or they change, or they mature. A decision is always there. So, yeah, I'm a little cold. It's a little chilly. I get it, Amber. She didn't want a joint life together with... She did want that. She just doesn't want to leave. She said over and over again, if I lived by her, it had been done by now. But her kids changing schools and their friends and boyfriends and girlfriends. I mean, little kids with boyfriends and girlfriends weirds me out, but she couldn't bring herself to do it. So that's awesome, Chris. Yeah, she was very scared. Hey there, Tammy. Joining a club meeting with other people. We're in northeast Wyoming, so there's not a whole lot of clubs around. Yeah, you're right, Lee, but I wish it happened a lot sooner. I wasted a lot of time. Should I consider moving there? No. My whole business is here. If I were to move, I would instantly go out of business. Plus, my kids were born here, and their mom was born here, and their grandma was born here, and their great-grandma was born here. My kids are like 5th generation. Plus, I love this place. I really think this is where God wanted me. I have so much in this house. I delivered my own children with my own 2 hands here. And I worked hard to build this wonderful place for my kids to have fun and to grow up in. And I just can't leave. The 4th was fine. Could you have moved there for her? Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I would go out of business instantly. My customer base is local. All my business is local. I'd have to start all over from scratch somewhere else. And I just can't do that. Yeah, maybe you're right, Lee. It sure felt like a waste of time. I should have left last August when I found out. Sophia loves her bike. I didn't record a reaction. I've been slipping, obviously, with vlog type stuff. I was lucky to get that video out with the shopping today. Oh, thank you, Thea. I added on the... Yeah, I will. In a lot of ways, I'm relieved, because I kind of knew this was coming in the back of my mind anyways. So, I'm glad, Nancy. 666 viewers. Oh man, quick, somebody join. Oh, there you go, 676. That's the most I've ever had on a live stream in quite some time. Oh, I'm so glad, Monroe family. That's wonderful. I'm excited for you. Oh, thank you guys, Chris. I appreciate it. I'm relieved in a lot of ways. So, I'm glad it's over. Yeah, I've been trying to keep busy my whole life. Well, the last 5 years. Oh, wow. Hey, Mrs. Stidham. I appreciate it. Thank you, Melina. Yeah, you're probably right, Tara. I think I knew that too, but I know things will work out. One day, go back and watch these again with somebody next to me, and I won't be able to believe. You ever realize, maybe it isn't this way for you guys, but when you see a picture of yourself, you remember how you felt at that moment. Does that happen to you guys? It happens to me. And so, we have a screensaver that goes and plays all the pictures there, and I see those pictures, or I watch a video, an old video. One of you guys will comment on an old shopping video, and I'll go back and watch whatever timestamp you guys mentioned, and I'll see myself there, and I'll think, I remember what I was thinking at that moment. I was oblivious. I was in dumb dad mode, only thinking about going home and relaxing, not worried about anything, totally happy and content with my life. And now one of these days I'm going to go back and see all these videos, and I'm going to remember exactly what I was feeling. Yep, you're right, fur baby mama. She was younger, and I know that was a lot of it. She was younger, didn't have that experience, and didn't have a good relationship before. So, yeah, you're right, Lee. And I've said before that to myself, and that every woman I've dated, every one has taught me something very, very valuable. And I've changed my list of things I'm looking for. And I think with this last one, I moved some things down the list that I thought were more important than they were. Oh, thank you, Iceland. 7 times forward is pure. It's true. I don't got anything left to melt. I don't want to pay any more costs. Hey, what's up, Sal? Broke up with my girlfriend. You probably saw that coming. Don't say anything about where she lives or any of that stuff. Sal knows everything. So she finally told me she's not going to be... She knows she can't go through with moving, so... I know that I will. It was nice to know that things were moving, that the work was done. I don't have to worry about it anymore, you know? I don't want to swipe right. I don't want to look. I don't want to find. It's like it was nice that all that was over with, you know? And now it's like I'm starting all over again. I'm taking care of my kids. People have said that to me before, just focus on my kids, and I do. My kids are everything to me. I'd be lost without them. I love them so much. It doesn't mean I'm not looking for other things too. How long did I date her? It was 3 years and 3 months. I know, Cindy. I appreciate you. I know you didn't mean it in a bad way, so. Very special person to come home and follow your schedule. I can change the schedule. I can change everything can be changed. It doesn't have to be this way. So I think that this is the most efficient way to do things. But if whoever I would be with, it's very important that they have a say in what's going on. So if everything needed to be redone, we'd redo it all. Oh, thank you, Mustang Sally. I appreciate that. I can honestly say, and this might sound a little arrogant, but I know I'm a little arrogant sometimes, but there's a difference between being arrogant and being confident in your answer. And that's what INTJs are really good at. The INTJ personality type, they test and test and test and test and test. And they are more critical of their own ideas than anybody else's. And then when they finally decide to commit to something, they are really sure it's the best way to go. So I'm very confident that a lot of the ways we do things is just the best way to do them for the number of kids we have, for our situation, for how we are. It's the best way to do them. And if I were to change them, it wouldn't be because it'd be better. It would be because it made somebody uncomfortable, or someone else wanted to do something different, and because I love that person, I'm willing to change anything. But I honestly think that a lot of the systems that are in place, it's the reason why I'm still sane. Like, my wife died, and I'm a single dad of 9 kids. I shouldn't be able to do all this, but I'm managing it because of the systems we built together. So I'm so sorry, Kamo. That's terrible. I'm a member of a widows group, and I've heard some similar sad stories of women losing their husbands and then finding out after he's dead that he's been having an affair. That's probably, I think that's about as bad as it gets. That's probably the worst case scenario. Seven, 17. Yeah, that's a lot of people. Yeah, it is brutal. I think that's the worst case scenario. I feel better. It's nice to talk to you guys. And again, I've been carrying the anxiety because I was pretty sure she wasn't going to do it, but I wasn't totally sure. And she had gotten kind of distant. Like I said, she was anxious. She was dismissive, avoidant, attachment style. And so that was a lot of stress on the relationship. And I was anxious for a lot of it, waiting to find out what was going to happen. And so in a lot of ways, I'm confident now that I know what's going on, you know. Yep, I agree, Sal. I'm so sorry, lovely lady. Yeah, that's basically it. Adrian, right? Yeah, she planned on it. I sincerely believed with all my heart that she really thought she'd be able to do it. And I had given her several deadlines because it had been so long. I was like, hey, look, if you're not going to do this, I just need to know. And so I'll give you till this date, you know, and that date would come, and date she's supposed to move, and she couldn't do it. And then she finally realized that, yeah, I can't do it. I really want to, and I'm never going to be able to get over you, but I'm not going to be able to do it. And so I put an end to it. So yeah, I know, man. But you've come through it. You've come through it. Oh, trust me. She's not a gold digger for sure. I don't even have much gold at all. I have enough to pay my bills, and that's all I got. So it's not like I gave her money anyways, so. That wasn't the thing, Kim. That wasn't the reason. She legally could have moved. Yep. I mean, you weren't the only one wondering why it wasn't moving forward. I was definitely wondering why it wasn't moving forward. Thanks, Sal. Young age is a way to mess with one's head. No, it's totally true. I said that several times. She was younger than me, and there's some definite advantages to a younger woman, and there's definitely some disadvantages. So 3 years is a long time to wait. I stayed at a hotel. She was 10 years younger than me. Trust issues will be hard now. Yeah, maybe. I'm more worried about my anxious attachment style. Again, I did a lot of reading on it. I was definitely a secure attachment style before. And I'm not sure if I developed anxious attachment style because she's avoidant. But my research would tend to indicate it's more of a result of losing Andrea suddenly that I became anxious. So I appreciate that, Mustang Sally. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Coffee and plans. Oh, I know. It is. I think you need some therapy. I actually went to therapy for a while. Not about this, but the whole thing with Andrea. I probably went for several months, once a week. And it's just not for me. It's just not for me. It just didn't help me at all. So I'd tell my story and talk, and I didn't feel better. It didn't help. I wasn't going anywhere. I just need to find my person. That's all I really need. You'll be your therapist. That's kind of been honestly, that's literally true. Like, one of the reasons I stopped going is because I feel better talking to you guys than I ever did talking to my therapist. My therapist would be just sitting there and not say a whole lot, and I'd just talk, and she'd ask questions, and I'd talk, and she'd say time's up, and I'd leave. And it was hard to do it. It was schedule problems. It was difficult with my job, and it just wasn't helping. So, oh, thank you, Diana Lynn. Yeah, the fact that she hit it to begin with was devastating. It was such a bad thing. I broke up with her, and I was happy to break up with her last August, and then somehow I found myself back with her again. Yeah, they wanted me to get on drugs too. And you know what? I probably could get on drugs, but does anybody else feel like if they're in deep pain, they deserve to feel the pain? Like, I'm not saying I'm a trashy guy and I deserve pain. I'm saying that if God wants me to feel this pain, if He wants me to go through this, then I should feel it. You know? So that's just me. So I never took anything, but they were anxious to try to prescribe me stuff. If you're just joining us, the thing that was found out was I didn't know she had a baby daddy. So she didn't tell me. She hid it from me for 2.5 years, and I flew down to propose. I can flash the ring again. I flew down to propose, and that's when I realized she was living with a baby daddy. So talk on YouTube for free, exactly right. When does the pain stop, ease up? When is the slack coming? Well, for me, it'll be instantaneous and all-encompassing. I know when I find my person, I'll go back to being secure again. The problem was that she was avoidant, and of course that made me more anxious. If you're not familiar with attachment styles, the avoidant doesn't want to, they fear things and they don't want to get close, which makes the anxious clingy and needy, and that just makes the avoidant want to get more independence, and it's a big circle. It's a big lie. Well, yeah, like I said, I broke up with her on the spot as soon as I found out. I turned right around. I was at an airport when I found out. I turned right around, got right back on a plane, and then she told me she could be out of there in a week. And here it is, a year later. I think I was just hopeful. It's better to date in person. That's always preferable. I'd rather it be that. But you know what? I'm not going to write off a long distance relationship if the situation's right. She's avoidant. She wasn't as hardcore avoidant as some, but again, avoidants usually are in a relationship, avoidance are usually not avoided to begin with. So during the kind of the honeymoon phase, they will not act like that. It's not until they get comfortable that the avoidant triggers. I hear you, Rebecca. No, she's not a mod. She almost never got on here. Just the few times you guys saw on, rapping videos or whatever. She was very busy with her life. If she'd been upfront with things, I would have avoided her from the start. I never would have dated her. No, avoidance not like a narcissist, although maybe narcissists can be avoidant. But no, if I had known up front, I never would have dated her. So, no, thank you, Lynn. How many times was you actually about able to meet up in a relationship? I went there 6 times, I think, is what I decided it was. But since this last time in August when I found out everything, I hadn't been back. Cold feet and couldn't commit. Well, that's basically it. It's not that she didn't want it. I firmly believe that she wanted it all the way. I'm sure she's in tears right now. So, yeah, Wyoming is far. Her ex have a healthy relationship? No, they don't. They don't even have a relationship. So, and again, even though obviously you can't trust her, I know that that's true. My kids know, at least the bigger ones do. But she said, I'm not moving that far. Well, yeah. Hey there, Aunt Josie. Kids, school, a widow, or a single parent. Yeah, you never know. Oh, thank you, Melina. That's very kind. When you went there, she would see you. No, we saw each other in person. We just never, we'd be out and doing stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen her for just about a year. I didn't ask that, Tara. So, I was prepared to move, buy a new house. So, you should check yourself. Where were you? Were you there? Yeah, I had gone down there to see her when she shaved the beard. The moving wasn't moving here. I mean, it was moving here, but not into here. It was close by, so we could continue dating. Well, there's 800 people here. I basically spilled the news already. you're free to leave if you want to leave. There's not many more bombshells probably dropping. I enjoy the interactions and the talking. And so if some called it a pity party, maybe I'm having a pity party. But you know what? It's my party. And I like talking to you guys. It brings me comfort, and I enjoy it. You're all my friends. You guys you're an extended family. You really are. So I appreciate you guys. Yep, you basically got it. All heart and song. That's right. Did you grieve long enough for starting to date? It takes years to grieve. I don't know. I mean, all I can tell you is that what I was ready to do. There's no hard and fast rules with this kind of thing. I'm not the kind of person that messes around. So I already knew that's what I wanted to do. Maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe I was. It's been 5 years now. I don't know that I've changed all that much. So thank you guys. Oh, thank you. Well, you and her know the truth. Absolutely. I mean, again, that's just how it goes. Oh, I can't watch sappy movies. No way. Kill me. The children know. Thank you. The older kids do. The younger kids, I didn't tell them a whole lot. They know. They knew me. I talked about her, and they talked to her a couple times on video chat, but the older kids generally knew everything that was going on. Well, thank you, Patty. Hey there, Amy. Yeah, that's always an advantage. That was always a problem, kind of, when I dated April. Things moved really, really fast, and before you know it, she was living in a trailer down the road, and our kids were all involved, and so I learned that, obviously, keeping some distance until you're sure of things is obviously an advantage, too. So I've gotten smarter at how I do things, but whenever you're looking for somebody to spend the rest of your life with, I mean, you're going to be vulnerable. That's just what happens. You open yourself to hurt. You tell your secrets. You spend time with them, and you're opening yourself to heartache and problems. But it's worth the risk, as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, it's a mixed bag. I'm actually really relieved, again, because I don't have to be anxious, worrying about the suspense all the time. It was infinitely hard worrying and wondering what was going to happen and why isn't it happening, and if she was going to move, why doesn't she do it already, and all that kind of stuff. Yep. I'm with you, Patty. Yeah, absolutely worth the risk. Absolutely. I always think how lucky I got with Andrea. I used to tell her, I just dated you because you were hot. I was a dumb kid, and I dated you because you were hot. And you turned out to be the greatest woman I ever met. And I just got lucky. And she says luck had nothing to do with it. God brought us together. I'm absolutely positive. She said, I almost heard an audible voice the day I met you. I knew we were going to get married. And I said, well, now I got to get lucky, 9 more times. All my kids have got to get good spouses. And, I used to joke all the time that I have to get lucky 8, 9 more times. And I guess I got to get lucky 10 more times now. So it's not like I'm that amazing, Nicole. I just, thankfully, we have a good system going. So no, I didn't send her money. Was this woman the long distance lady from out of state before April? No, I didn't know this woman before April. There's still a lot of people here, and either you guys aren't leaving or you guys are filtering in and filtering back out again. No, I don't talk with April. Not at all. Light years improved. Yeah, maybe. I'm definitely not. It's definitely better, I guess. It's hard to see change in gradual parts. Do you think Andrea knew how loved she was on YouTube? She knew there was a lot of people there that loved her, but YouTube was a source of stress for her in a lot of ways. Oh, thanks, Linda. That's good advice. Where is there a hurricane? Probably on the East Coast again, huh? Yeah, I think that they're asleep. What did you think the father of the children was? She told me this whole story, that he was involved but barely and all this kind of stuff. It was all fake. Texas. Oh my gosh. There's a hurricane in Texas? Wow. I'm not talking about you, April Showers. You don't look like her at all. Live in Wyoming. Beryl? Has there only been that many hurricanes this year? Or maybe they changed this. Did they change the name of the system? Maybe the letters don't do it anymore. The earliest Cat 4, Cat 5 hurricane. Wow. Yeah, you're only at B. That's crazy. Don't worry, Patricia won't be saying anything else ever again. Yeah, well, thank you. Nope. Why would I block you? Unless you got a good reason to. Oh, Patricia was talking about her husband? Let me see what else she said here. She said, I have changed. Not leaving. No, I think it was about me. Feel the pain. Absolutely. Amen. Amen, Adrian. Solly loves his alarm clock. It's so cute. He's so proud of it. It lights up different colors. He loves it. Oh, I was banning somebody. I was trying to find out if she was, if it was an accident or something, but heal this distraction so you can heal for the right woman. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. I thought that exact thing because it was so drawn out and I got to see her so little and I didn't even get to talk to her near as much as I wanted to. Again, she was avoidant. So I was forced to deal with grief and stuff more than I would have. So maybe God had a purpose in all of that. So yeah, she did have children. I mean, Sophia sews, but it's more like a craft sewing. Sewing has disappeared from our families. Nope, I wasn't giving her any money. I'd send her a gift for her birthday or whatever, but I got a couple clips of the bike parade. Like I said, a lot of times when this drama is all going on, I'm not feeling much like videoing a lot of things. So after things start to change, maybe I'll be able to get more video. Thank you, Brooke. Thanks for putting up with the ads. Yep, there's ads that pop up. I apologize. That's just how it goes. Does it continue where it left off if you get an ad, or does it just chop right back in like you don't know what happened? No. It chops right back in. Oh, I see. No, I gave her a gift for her birthday and Christmas and that kind of thing, but that's about it. Claudia wants a Roblox birthday party. Go back and watch 2 times speed to catch up. Ooh, that's pretty smart. Go through where God wants us to go to. Yeah. It's all, we're not really talking about anything important anymore anyways. I'm just enjoying relaxing and not having to think about stuff with you guys. It's about 11 o'clock. I should probably go pretty quick. Never find another Andrea. Do you think you're surprising me with that? I don't want to find another Andrea. One of the girls that I dated taught me that I'm not going to get Andrea back. And I kind of lost her all over again. But I'm not looking for Andrea. This last girl I dated was as opposite from Andrea as you could have gotten. Well, it's 11 here. Yep, we've had a couple. I think we've had a Roblox party already. Justus had one. And you get 800 women all in the same room. There's going to be some catty ones. Oh, yeah. Someone same values as Andrew, more suited to your family since family has certain values. Christian homeschooling, large family cooking. Yeah. I mean, Christian is. I wouldn't date anybody who's not a Christian, and for, homeschooling and family stuff. I mean, I can't start from scratch, so. Thank you, Lee. I really appreciate your messages. I haven't actually switched to the new chore system. It's all hanging on the fridge. It's all ready to go. I needed to dole out how often a week each one goes, and then I'm not sure about paying them. I want to get away from the clocking in thing. The clocking in thing worked when it was the boys, but the little girls, they just don't want to clock in, and they ended up not getting really good paid for their jobs. So I'm going to just probably pay on a job-by-job basis. I thought about going to that green light thing, so maybe I'll do that where they can get paid on an app and they get a little credit card. So that was a thought, but yeah, I hear ya. I don't want to clock in either. It was clocking in, we paying them by the minute worked really well for many, many years. And it still works good for the boys, but the little girls, they just don't care. So the job as a whole, yeah. You had all boys. Can you pay per card turned in? That's kind of what I'm leaning at, Tammy. So something like that. The system I got, the cards rotate to the back, and then they do them again another day. So they really have money from they care. As long as they get their candy bar, they're happy. Yeah, that's basically true. Well, it's officially 11 o'clock. I should probably cut this short. Ex ever buy you gifts? Yeah, she did. Yep, I'm going to probably bow out, guys. I appreciate all of you very much. Like I said, if you know somebody, tell them to hit me up on Facebook. I'll see you guys later.